You still want to fire Boone, or what's going on?
I don't know if that's ever going to change, honestly.
Well, what do you mean it's never going to change? Now we've started. What do you mean that's not going to change?
I don't know. I'm a little bit like I just watch the Yankees sometimes, and I go, yeah, we hit great. That's great. That's right. What else do we do? I don't know, but we hit great.
Yeah.
And there's not much else there. So, also, I'm just kind of like breaking the ice a little bit about watching the Yankees once again. As I think I told you a few weeks ago, like I'm pissed at the Yankees. I am. I was a little bitter at them. I couldn't turn on a game earlier in the season because I was just like, how the fuck do we let Juan Soto go to the Mets, right?
Right.
So that like bothers me. And I've joked around, but I'm like kind of serious where I'm like, I don't know, maybe we need to sell the team. We need a rich hedge fund, or we're the Yankees. We shouldn't be outspent by anybody. Okay, doesn't make sense.
Especially
so
the Mets. I mean, especially the Mets. Right?
Exactly. We're paying Aaron Judge the cheapest contract out of any superstar in like ever. I mean, are you kidding me? It's the greatest deal in the history of pro sports. He's playing like Babe Ruth, and we're paying him like he's just a good player in the Major League Baseball. So, yeah, I'm just getting over that a little bit. And I've heard some crazy stories about Juan Soto's decision and all that to go to the Mets and everything there, too. And Mom was involved and very involved in the decision, and that's kind of crazy, too. But I don't know how much of that's true.
If you haven't been paying attention, I could fill you in with the Yankees. Max Fried, he's looking like a Cy Young.
Oh, shut up.
Clark Schmidt, 6 scoreless innings yesterday.
Right.
Aaron Judge, 4 home runs over the past 3 games.
Sims is a greedy Yankee fan.
Yeah,
I mean, they're 41 and 25, and he's
like
complaining.
this guy.
I mean,
screw Billy. I don't need Billy anymore. We got Taylor.
And
Thank you, Taylor.
I come from Billy Gil's coaching tree.
Yeah.
But the difference is I respect Sims.
There we go. And you. Right. And you probably know something about sports,
yes.
So that's what makes you better than Billy.
Exactly. I'm a ball knower. He's a ball knower. We both played college football, so we kind of have that connection there.
Yeah, Taylor played college football, Sims. There you go. I mean, look at
He looks like an athlete. I mean, he certainly looks more athletic than Billy in that big round head he's got. This guy's got a streamlined head, a little neck and shoulders.
Yeah.
And he doesn't wear stupid hats and stuff like that, too.
Right.
So I like Taylor right away.
I mean, can you believe this shit? You and I are sitting here working mid-June. You have your quarterback rankings out. We'll get to them in just a second. Billy and Mikey A both on vacation.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the NFL's still practicing. We're still going on. God bless football. God bless those two that they just get to do whatever the fuck they want whenever they want. That's great. That's great. We'll just keep working, though, you and me.
Yep.
And Taylor. And
Yes.
Taylor's got the work ethic we need.
Listen, you and I are both working for Billy. I mean, that's the deal.
Yeah. Don't ever say that in a sentence again. That's not true, okay?
I won't. I'm sorry. BFD with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast. Football Night in America as well. Quarterback rankings are out, Chris Simms. Quarterback rankings are out, and no one knows how to get the people talking like you do. You are an expert at this. Chris Simms, to his credit, no one is watching more film on these guys than Chris Simms is. But you have Patrick Mahomes. He's in your core 4, but he's number 4 in your core 4. I love it.
I mean, listen, it's one of the harder things I've ever had to do. And this is not an easy subject. Like, coming up, we know the top 4, right? We've discussed this a million times. They're special. I don't know if there's ever been 4 so similar in age, in their prime, all together at the same time in the league as we've seen right now, right? I mean, there's some other ones in history. You might be able to go back to like Marino, Elway, right? Joe Montana and maybe a Jim Kelly, that era there. We had Steve Young and Brett Favre and Troy Aikman and John Elway in the mid-'90s and all that. But I think you know what I'm saying here. This is a special 4. You know what I think of Mahomes, right? Mahomes is arguably the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. All right, but that doesn't mean necessarily he's played the best football over the last really 2 years of his career where it's just been like, oh my gosh, every game is surgical, big plays, wow, right? And I know some of that's the team around him, and I take all that into account, certainly, right? And he's mastered winning. Mahomes has mastered winning. And I know a lot of people, when they see that I've made this comment on my podcast, they go, well, isn't that the point? Doesn't that mean you're a great quarterback? Yes, it is. But, like, we put winning a little too much on the quarterback's shoulders a little too much lately. I don't remember my dad beating John Elway in the Super Bowl and people going, you know what? Phil Simms is better than John Elway. His team won. He's better.
Right.
All right. So we like to pick and choose when we use that. And as I mean, again, I come on here and nobody talks higher than Patrick Mahomes. So I love him. I really do. And a part of what I am in my career is because of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I'm the one that was, hey, he should be the number one pick in the draft. I think he knows I love him and the respect I have there. But within mastering winning and the way their team is and all that, it hasn't necessarily led itself to the best quarterback play, okay? And that's what we're here evaluating. And, again, this is where it gets hard because, yeah, you watched film last year. I mean, again, the Chiefs won by the skin of their teeth almost in every single game the whole year.
Yes.
And within that, the offense was never the story. We've come on, we've talked about it. They're a defensive football team, okay? And it's great that he's adjusted to that and all of that as well. But he's afforded luxuries, too, because of how good the team is, that I would tell you Josh Allen or Joe Burrow don't have the luxury. Mahomes can throw a ball away on third down or first down, like, oh, the guy's kind of covered, but let me kind of put it in a spot. Maybe he gets it, maybe not. If it's incomplete, what else? So what? We'll punt the ball away. Our defense will keep us in the game, and I'll keep playing that way. He can sometimes be maybe overly aggressive because I think he knows his defense is great, and sometimes he can be almost too conservative and wait for somebody to be way open because I think he's also like, hey, wait, I'll just wait. And now he's one of the clutchest quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Of course.
But what I'm getting to more than anything is, yes, the play, game by game, if you sat there and watched film with me from last year, and I even take a little bit in the year before that into account too, you'd sit here and go, oh my gosh. I mean, Burrow, it's, of course, one after another. Allen, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of amazing, maybe not surgical every week. And then you get to Lamar Jackson, you go, oh, my gosh, it's surgical. It's unbelievable in the pocket. It's great reads. It's unbelievable versatility of throws. He takes care of the ball, what he brings to the field and the elements of the run game, his scrambling ability. And it just – I came into the exercise thinking Josh Allen was going to be my number one quarterback on the list. And then as I cracked through film, I went, there's just no denying. I mean, Lamar's year was phenomenal. He's been playing phenomenal. And, yeah, right now, I don't think anybody's playing the quarterback position better than Lamar Jackson in the NFL.
You know, Mahomes is interesting to me because when you say he's mastered winning, we all know Mahomes is capable, if he needs to go out and throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. We've seen him do it, Chris. We've seen him do it in the biggest of games. But you're right. He makes, like, clock management and all that stuff. That stuff is very important, and it goes into the ingredients of winning football games, and Mahomes has mastered that aspect of the game. You're right.
He definitely has. Now, and again, within that, too, I mean, you guys have watched a lot of games where you sit there and it's like, wait, the Chiefs, they look like they're playing with their food.
Right.
Oh, he made a bad read. Oh, he threw into coverage. Oh, awesome play. Awesome play. Oh, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Oh, wait, now they need it. Oh, now they drive down and score, right? And that's where he is amazing. But like what I would tell you, again, I don't think some of those other quarterbacks have the luxury of playing that way.
Right.
Like if Joe Burrow sometimes just throws a token ball away on first down or, just goes, wait, third down, I don't like it, we'll punt away. I'll go, well, they're going to be down by even more than they were the drive before. Like he knows he can't do that. And that's where it's hard to do all of this and figure it out. And these 4 are special. It's nitpicky as hell. Okay, but yeah, the way he's played, the Chiefs, the way they're playing, it hasn't led itself to the most unbelievable surgicality, big plays, quarterback way. The year they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, I mean, that was arguably the greatest year I've ever seen any quarterback have. 5,000 yards, led the NFL in touchdowns, MVP, all of that. But it seems like ever since then, yeah, they haven't been a high-functioning offense, and he hasn't played that type of quarterback play that you're kind of alluding to, even in the playoffs. See, I get a lot of feedback of like, yeah, but he beat him in the playoffs, and he did this, and are you not taking into the account in the playoffs? And I go, yeah, of course I am. But, like, you don't look at any playoff games the last few years and just go, oh, my gosh, in that game, Mahomes set the world on fire.
Not one. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I'm not – and, again, I'm just trying to give everybody – and this was hard for me. This is where I give myself a lot of credit for taking bias out of this.
I love
because
it. Yes.
I do love Mahomes. But I want to be fair to my rankings and my evaluation and everything that way. And that's where it was a tough one because, yes, I do think he's already one of the greatest of all time, but right now playing the fourth best out of these guys right here.
Has Mahomes reached out and said, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
He will,
but
though.
I'm not even joking. Like, again, those play into my mind. It does.
Of course.
My son, he was seeing my rough drafts in my office on the paper of my top 40.
Yeah.
And when I started to get finally and writing it down to the end, he saw Mahomes at 4 and he shit. He was literally like, Dad, you can't put Mahomes at 4? He'll never talk to you again, right? So, like, I definitely, and, like, let me tell you, when he said that, I was like, oh, shit, because I like Patrick Mahomes. You know, I've been down to Kansas City in that facility.
Yeah.
I mean, 6-7 times over the last just 2 or 3 years I've been there.
Yep.
So, and they have a special place in my heart that way. And I know what he's capable of, and I know that. And you know, but yet, everything I said still stands true. You go to the Ravens, the AFC Championship game.
Right.
You're not going to sit there and go, oh, my gosh, the offense, what they did that day. No, it was they intercepted Lamar Jackson. They stripped him once. They made Zay Flowers fumble on the 1-yard line going in. Right? The defense did that.
We forget this shit, man.
Yeah, we all forget the context of that's why I've been trying to say it's amazing that they've transitioned to a defensive team compared to what they were and what you were alluding to a few minutes ago with going, yeah, they used to be this high-flying show act and just unbelievable and doing all that. But again, like I said, that doesn't necessarily lead itself to the best quarterback play week in and week out in the NFL.
I got to tell you, I like doing it through your son's prism, where it's who do I want Dad to have a friendship with the most, and it's Patrick Mahomes. Clearly, I mean that's what the kid wants.
Well, he loves Mahomes. I mean, he loves Mahomes, and he knows I love Mahomes.
Yeah, but he has access to Mahomes, and he doesn't want to lose that access.
But I also sit there and go, wait, like I like Josh Allen. I got a little relationship with him. And Joe Burrow, they've never been pissed at me when I've made them 3 or 4.
Wait, it just dawned on me. Did you put Lamar at 1 to strengthen your relationship with Lamar Jackson?
I have no relationship with Lamar Jackson.
Well, now
right?
you do.
I have none. So there you go. I've never even met Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Like, never even said hello to him. Have not had that. I've been on the field with him in pregame warm-ups. I've been in the same room with him. I've never gotten the opportunity to go meet him. But there's no denying what he's doing. And one of the most unbelievable, let me just say this too, running quarterback, arguably the greatest running quarterback ever. Whenever we talk about running quarterbacks in football, we usually are like, well, but in the pocket, they're just not good enough. They don't go through reads because they can run their whole life. They look at one guy, and if he's covered, they go, I'll run because something positive always happens. The fact that he's made this transition to be as unbelievable as he is in the pocket, making great reads and throws and doing everything there, along with the athletic ability, it's really kind of never been seen to this capacity ever in the history of the NFL. And that's why it's a special damn group. Burrow's as surgical as you'll ever see.
Yep.
Josh Allen's an unbelievable freak of nature who I don't know if anybody's more valuable to their team right now than Josh Allen.
No way.
Okay, and what he does. And then we know Mahomes and what he does there is super, super special.
Is there a guy that's close? Like, who's the fifth? Who's close to cracking the core 4? Would it be Jalen Hurts? I mean, he has to be in that conversation, Chris.
Jalen Hurts is the next tier down.
Okay,
I have Jalen Hurts number 10. I got a lot of respect there. Okay, and I like that. But here we all have a little bit of like recency biases or revisionist history.
Sure.
The NFC Championship is good. The Super Bowl was good. I understand that.
2 of them.
But I got to take in the other 12 or 14 weeks before that where it was below average.
Right.
I that's where I'm just like, people, I want to go, wait, Eagles fans, you were booing the quarterback for most of the year. The passing offense was the problem with the team. A.J. Brown said it, like point blank. What's the problem? The passing offense. Does that lead everybody to believe he's a top 5 quarterback? I've never heard that around any of those other quarterbacks to go, we can't throw the ball. Mahomes is a top quarterback in the football, but the problem with the team is we can't throw. That doesn't – people need to hear what comes out of their mouth at times. That's what happens. So Hurts, really good. I don't know if I feel like Hurts' year in totality was better than the year before with how he played at quarterback. He's awesome. He's an awesome leader. He continues to be better in the pocket for sure. His running and what he does and brings to the table that way for the Philadelphia Eagles is very special. But his throwing is not going to, and what he does in the pocket's not going to blow people away, especially in NFL circles. It's very simple. His arm is, I would say, an average NFL arm. It's not like, whoa, lasers. His release is, I would say, about average for an NFL starter as far as the quickness of the release. So, yeah, there's things there that still need to be worked on. But to your point, the next guy, Jaden Daniels has that potential, right?
Yeah.
He's number 5 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford, I do think, dances around that area. He never gets the credit he deserves.
Nope.
C.J. Stroud certainly has the potential to jump into that crew right there, right?
Yes.
C.J. Stroud, anything you think about C.J. Stroud and a fall-off from last year, it's Texans-related, not C.J. Stroud-related. And that's the other thing I love about doing the process is I see things like that more clearly in the offseason when I do this little quarterback rankings.
Sims, who's the quarterback that you're a lot lower on than most analysts that you just don't see what others are seeing?
Well, I mean, Hurts might be one that jumps up there, right, in that conversation. I would say right now the one I'm the lowest on and the one that maybe surprised me the most, it was Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I came away going, man, I'm underwhelmed. It was the most underwhelmed I came away in any year doing Dak Prescott. He's the highest paid quarterback in football. He's not in the top 10. That says it all. And I have a hard time believing that anybody would have him in the top 10 because, again, we got some good quarterbacks in football right now. We don't have a quarterback problem. We got an offensive coordinator problem, as you hear me say all the time. I'm probably lower on Tua Taylor, as you know. I mean, I'm a little lower on that. Maybe even a little lower on guys like Brock Purdy, even though I got him right around, the 13, 12 range there in that area. So I would say those are the guys probably that are the most apparent in that category.
I did ask Billy if he had a question for you, and he responded, is Trevor Lawrence good?
It's a big year. I had like Dak Prescott, Tua, and Trevor all in this category of like, is this it, right? And what I mean by that is like, are they going to be able to offer us any more?
Right.
Or is just what they are? It's just what they are. It's just like inconsistent. We don't know what to expect, whatever. And this will be big for Trevor Lawrence. This is a big year for Trevor Lawrence. We know that's why he's hired. And they improved the offensive line. They have no excuses. They got talent at receiver around him. And that's where we're going to see if Trevor Lawrence can play the type of football we saw in that one season where they went to Kansas City and lost that divisional playoff game. We've seen one stretch of greatness from Trevor Lawrence. Everything else has been all over the place. And I'll be interested to see how this plays out with him and Liam Cohen in Jacksonville.
PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned podcast as well, Football Night in America. I'm super excited, Chris. I'm wondering what your expectations are because I'm super excited to see what Bryce Young can become this season.
I hear you there.
Yeah.
I do. And they're a team, I think, and you saw it at the end of the season. It started to click for him a little bit. There's still things and concerns where I'm like, it's not perfect, right? But it's still like, okay, finally, he looked comfortable. He looked the part.
Yeah.
He looked like he should be out there playing and be the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. That's the positive thing. Now it's got to be the next step is like, hey, we can go and play and attack and do that. We don't have to we don't want to call this because he doesn't do it that great or he doesn't understand it yet or he's not comfortable in the pocket in these situations. We got to see it full-fledged, go forward. And I think with their offensive line and adding some weapons at receiver, yeah, I would think Bryce Young continues to kind of go in that upward direction.
Aaron Rodgers is in Pittsburgh now. He has he's married, and he said, listen, all the typical things you would expect from Aaron. I'm married. I'm not going to tell you who I'm married to. I didn't even tell anyone I was getting married. And Mike Tomlin is good for my soul. What do you make of that fit?
I think it's a really good fit.
So do I. Yeah, so do I.
Yes. The Steelers have had below average quarterback play for, a few years now. Really, and even into the last year of Ben Roethlisberger,
yes,
who wasn't really the Ben Roethlisberger as we knew in the prime, right? So they've had to play football basically going, we got to manage the offense and just find ways to chew up the clock and run the ball more than we should and be boring as hell on that side of the ball. And then we got to find ways to create turnovers and do shit on the defensive side of the ball because that's how we're going to have to win the game. And we got to find a way to block a punt because, again, our offense isn't going to score touchdowns all that much. That won't be a problem anymore with Aaron Rodgers. First off, Pittsburgh, with DK Metcalf, the offensive line continues to get better as long as they don't let him hold the offense hostage and make it the Aaron Rodgers offense. And he plays a little bit like he did at the end of the year last year, where he hung in the pocket, he threw the ball down the field, he was a little aggressive that way. If he can do that, right, and they can get him to do that, I go, watch out for Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh's defense, it was number 12 in football last year. It was better than that. It's a better defense than that. But when you have to always manage through the offense and do stuff like that, the defense has to maybe call some defenses it doesn't really want to call to make something happen. It gets worn out because Russell Wilson's gone 3 and out 7 times in a row. So they start to wear down that way. I think it's going to help out the whole football team. And, of course, he's a better option than Mason Rudolph.
Stugotz, I consider you the master of the take.
Yeah.
And I want to get your opinion on this take. It's Mike Tannenbaum on Get Up talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'll make a bold prediction, Greeny.
Let me hear it.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be irrelevant by Thanksgiving.
Irrelevant.
Wow.
By Thanksgiving?
Whoa. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's how you take, though.
Yeah.
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 I don't see that happening. I mean, first off,
He'll always be relevant. It doesn't matter. He can make
relevant
himself
with,
relevant just by taking a microphone, right?
Yeah, well, they're always relevant with Johnny. Who the hell cares who the quarterback is? I mean, it doesn't matter. So I have a hard time thinking that.
Yeah.
Now, the point is not that they be relevant. It's just going to be like, I joke around like early December the last few years with the Steelers where I'm like, oh, my gosh, don't let them in the playoffs. It's going to be a boring-ass wild card game, and if they upset somebody in the wild card game, it'll be even more of a fucking horrible travesty in the divisional game, right? So I've been like, I don't want to see them in the playoffs. That's the way. Now with this guy,
Yeah.
I think our thoughts will change,
Yes.
and we'll go, whoa, I think they can have some balance on offense. He can make some plays with his arms still. Oh, they might be able to make some waves, win a game, maybe win 2 in the playoffs, do something like that. That's where I'm excited with Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers. I'd be shocked if they're irrelevant by Thanksgiving.
I totally agree with you. Aaron is still a guy. Chris, you saw it last year. The final 10 games, he was really good. Second year off the Achilles. Aaron Rodgers is still a guy, to your point, in the playoffs or in a big spot, can go out and win you a football game.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to lead the team that way. He's not going to be, oh, gosh, it's a big playoff game for the Steelers. The matchup he has and the combination with DK Metcalf, I think, can be really cool. DK Metcalf's been a guy up in Seattle that hasn't had the ball fed to him as much as he should. Rodgers usually feeds his stars. And that's where I think he'll little quick screens, the slants, all that, the fades, the back shoulders when even DK Metcalf is covered. That's right in Rodgers' wheelhouse, and I like that combination. And they just got to figure out that TJ Watt contract situation so that's not a distraction going into training camp because, people are going to be asking a lot of questions and the media is going to be there. They'll have enough distractions to deal with because Aaron Rodgers is in town.
We'll get you out of here in a few minutes. Josh Allen, flag football, wants to be the flag football quarterback. How about you win a Super Bowl first, huh?
Well,
that's how you take, Taylor.
Of course. And well, Josh Allen, again, another guy that I've got a little history with to know that he's obsessed with wanting to win a Super Bowl. Obsessed. Like he's a freak of nature, gym rat. Just like Burrow and Mahomes, where like they're in the facility all day, every day.
That guy just wants to play football in any form.
That's where it's different. Right. So, like, I know what you're saying. Like, hey, the hell with the gold medal and all that. This is win a Super Bowl. But I think he's a little bit like that, like you're saying. Like, I just want to play. I want to play a game. I want to play golf. I want to compete in this. I want to do that. I want to hit home runs at a softball tournament.
Yes.
He's kind of that guy that way. And he would fit. I mean, flag football, Josh Allen, throwing lasers from the back of the end zone to the other end zone on every play? That would be unbelievable to watch.
Simms, you want to go to Lake Tahoe this year with me? What do you think? We'll hang out with Josh Allen, me and you.
I listen. This year,
It's on your network for crying out loud.
I know, but damn, I got a break, and I'm like, I want to just have a break. That's
right.
but like this year was the first year I kind of was a little bit like,
Yeah.
maybe I should go out there
Right.
and see some of the guys and hang out with that asshole Stugotz.
Yeah,
But I don't know if that's going to happen quite yet. This
Perhaps I can up the ante and offer Billy. Billy will come with us, okay?
Well, that's a deal breaker. I won't be coming.
How about Mikey A? We good there?
Hey, Mikey, hey, I'm there. Do you bring Taylor? Maybe I'll think about it too. But Billy, shit, there's only so much I could take.
How old is your son, by the way? How old is your son now?
He's in 8th grade. He'll be going into freshman year next year. He's 14.
Hey, tell him he should do his own quarterback rankings, and if he needs my help, I'll help him out. Okay, he should do that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, trust me, he's always picking anything I do apart. The first time I ever got a compliment really from him was this past offseason.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, at the end of the year, and of course, so much of his life, like most 14-year-olds, is dictated by what it says on social media.
Of course, yes.
But he took a lot of flack from his friends last year and 2 years ago in the draft process when I made Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. better than Marvin Harrison Jr. Right? Where, he had friends. He was coming home like, Dad.
Yeah.
My friends think you're an idiot.
Right.
Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And so when we got to the end of this year, it was like, hey, Dad. I mean, you got your receiver rankings, man. You were awesome, Dad. Dad, you were awesome. I mean, people are giving you a lot of props on Instagram right now.
Yes.
TikTok, man, you're getting props, Dad.
Yeah.
So that was like the
You
first
know a
time
thing or
ever.
two about football, Dad. I mean.
Yeah. Every now and then I get that. But, the Mahomes thing, I've told you the Mahomes story, right, with the 49ers before as we end up here. Have I ever told you that in the first Super Bowl?
I think you have. If you haven't, just tell it again so the audience can hear it.
First Super. I mean, of course, we're family friends with the Shanahans. My son's known the Shanahan family since he was a little, baby. So they're close to us. The 49ers are in the Super Bowl. We're excited. It's the 49ers.
Yes.
So we're all sitting there, and all week leading up to the game, even though my son loves Mahomes, he's like, man, Dad, it's so cool. I mean, it's so cool. Your best friend, our friends, the Shanahans, they're in the Super Bowl, the 49ers. This is amazing. Oh, my gosh, Dad, it's so cool. I can't wait for the game. And I want to go to like that SpongeBob thing.
Right.
Like 4 days later, okay? And the game is 20-10 with 7 minutes. And we're watching the Super Bowl. My son throws his phone and he gets up and he's like, oh, fuck the 49ers. The hell with Kyle. I can't believe Mahomes is going to lose the Super Bowl. And he storms out of the room crying like it's over. I can't believe it. And then, of course, all of a sudden, it's 2 jet wasps, and it's zoom and zoom and zoom. And he's back in the room, and he's like, yeah, Mahomes. And I was like, man, what happened to the Shanahans? Holy crap, right? So we've had a lot of fun with that. I've told Kyle Shanahan that. He's gotten on him a little bit, too. So
His friendship extends out to his friendship extends out to don't beat Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's where Kyle Shanahan and the Shanahan family are very cool in realizing, like, hey, he's a kid. He's got an idol that he loves, and we understand it. So funny stories always.
Taylor, get the son on the show, okay? I need him. I want his quarterback rankings. Get him on the show next week, and get him with Billy if you can, because Billy will have a field day with him. 2 quick quarterbacks before you get out of here. I want your thoughts. Caleb Williams, what do you think this year?
I'm expecting big things. Yes, I mean, I'm a Caleb Williams fan. I wasn't perfect last year, but as I've told you during the season and stuff, I saw things from him where I go, that's special. Like, there's not many people in football that can do some of the stuff he can do. I think now with Ben Johnson, a better environment for quarterback play and learning and the talent around him, like Caleb Williams is a guy that has the type of talent to me to jump up there with some of those core 4 guys that we talked about. I don't know if it happens this year, but I will be more shocked if it's not a good year than I would be shocked if it was a bad year, okay? I will be shocked if it's bad. I expect Caleb Williams and the Bears to be a pain in the ass in the NFC.
Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix has a chance to be special. He has a chance to be in that top 4 someday. What do you think?
I do, too. I mean, Drew Brees Jr. over there. That's what I've kind of joked around and call him all the time.
But he can run. Yeah.
He can run.
Yeah.
He can run. His arm's more powerful and explosive than people realize. I know from knowing some people out there in Denver that they're very excited about their football team. They already had one of the best defenses in football. They've added a few players on that side, and you go, "Ooh, that could be special." And then the offense, year 2, Sean Payton now going to be able to put more on the plate of Bo Nix, more at the line of scrimmage, really wire him the way he sees fit. I would be shocked if that doesn't get better and Denver's a major player in the AFC. The crazy thing that they're dealing with, and I've said this on my show a few times, it might be the greatest 4 coaches in one division in the history of football.
No doubt. Yeah.
I mean, it's no easy pickings to just say, oh, yeah, they're going to win the AFC West or get in the playoffs. I mean, holy crap. When Pete Carroll and the Raiders are the 4th team, that's when you know there's some damn good stuff in the rest of the division.
What are you expecting? You played quarterback at Texas. There's a picture behind me. It's you coming off the field, a young Chris Simms hanging out with Matthew McConaughey. Do you remember that picture? Do you remember that game? You did.
That was Texas. That was my senior year, Texas A&M.
Right.
Last game on the field, really, and we just we whooped the crap out of them.
Right.
53-24, I want to say.
Yep.
And he was on the sidelines of a lot of home games and was always great to me. Really couldn't have been more supportive. So he was really cool to be around.
Are you excited for Arch?
What? Am I excited for Arch? I'm so excited for Texas in general.
Yeah.
Just the team, the way it's set up. I know they got it rolling. We're like we joked about at the end of the college season and the end of the NFL. Remember, I told you college football was going to start to change rules.
Oh, yeah.
Because they knew Texas and Notre Dame and Michigan and Ohio State are going to outspend everybody.
Yep.
We made a big deal about $20 million with Ohio State last year. Texas is spending $40, and it ain't shit to us. All right, it's literally like, wait, we got 40 in our pocket right here. Boom, there you go.
Right.
So that's where it's scary, and that's where you hear all the big timers in the SEC because they're worried about the rest of the conference. They're like, we got to change the rules. We got to get a salary cap. We got to get the government involved to change the whole landscape. Yeah, they're scared. They know. And the Longhorns got it all, and they'll spend the money, and the coach is awesome. And we got a quarterback that looks like he's going to be awesome, and the type of quarterback where all the other kids in the country go, I want to go to that school and play with that quarterback. And that's where it can be awesome. And, yeah, I think it's big things happening down there in Longhornville.
I actually have a sound of Christopher Mad Dog Russo this week trying to say Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I got to hear it.
And she didn't have to say that because, everybody said great things about her, including Obama, including LeBron, everybody, including Matthew McGahee. I mean, everybody said great things.
He made him Willis McGahee.
Matthew McGahee, that was also the same one where he was saying, what, mojitos, right?
I actually have that sound, too. If
I
you
want to
want
hear it. Yeah, tickle us. Go ahead.
June means summer's in full swing, and Total Wine and More is your go-to for beach days, barbecues, everything in between. Whether you're inviting friends over or just enjoying the sunshine, thousands of wine, spirits, and beers at the lowest prices. Mixing up mojitas, margaritas, and something totally new.
Scott Majita.
Mojitas. I see Chris Russo every now and then. I can't wait to get on him for that. There's misspeaking and all that, but you're not that dumb to call mojitos the wrong word. I mean, and Taylor, by the way, I never has any of these Mikey A or Dumb Billy ever played clips from anything ever. What a great addition you are to the show to actually contribute something unlike Billy. Way to go, Taylor.
And we actually had Mad Dog on earlier this week, and he dropped this line.
I love Taylor.
Now Simms has said it. Billy's going to be outraged. I mean,
no, good. Billy who is what I say.
Yeah, but you
Billy
love Billy.
Who.
I mean, you love Billy. It's the greatest all of sports. You and Billy Gil. I mean,
That's right. Exactly right. The Yankees versus the Marlins.
You spent some time with Michael Penix Jr., huh?
I actually didn't.
I know. I was being an ass. Go.
I mean, I sat on a plane for 5 hours.
Right.
That's what I did.
I know.
And here's why it all went downhill, too. This is where, I mean, Delta Airlines, the airline industry is archaic in some of the stuff they fucking do. It's, embarrassing.
Yeah.
We're about to pull away from the gate.
Yes.
The pilot literally is like, we're about to taxi. We're going to get into Atlanta 10 to 15 minutes early. Comes back on the speaker 2 minutes later. He's like, well, the guy that does the fuel log wrote down the wrong number on the paper, so we got to wait for him to come back. And, I wanted to stand up and be like, are you serious? We're waiting for a guy with a clipboard and a paper? It's 2025? We can't just, take a picture of the miles and put it into an iPad and it goes into a system? Like, we're going to wait like it's 1972? Like, come back down and write it down for us. We waited for 30 minutes for that fucking guy. And then you know how LaGuardia Airport works. Yep. Now we're number 60 in the takeoff line to take off because we've missed our time. And then storms rolled in, and so I sat there forever. I'm so sick of flying. I hate airlines. I hate them.
That's such a bullshit excuse, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, no one has to walk anything to anybody in 2025.
It's actually incredible. Right. It's incredible.
I want your son on next week and perhaps a weekly segment, if that's okay. If we can make
we'll
that
see
up.
about that.
Is there any chance your dad walked off of the field after winning the Super Bowl and he thought, and maybe even said it out loud, I'm fucking better than John Elway?
No, there's not. There's not. But I guarantee he might have walked off.
He was that
like,
day.
I'm going to Disney World, and then he might have been like, I'm the fucking man, right? I mean, he might have said that.
Well, one guy won the MVP, and it wasn't John Elway. So
no, it wasn't. But let me just say, like, that's where, and I use my dad for these examples a lot because I just want to show people that there's not bias and there's stuff that's been personally involved in my life, and I can overcome these things. And my dad, who was awesome at football, can also be like, hey, I was awesome, but this guy was awesomer. All right. So there. And to this day, like, I mean, I know how special he thought John Elway was going into that Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, we all did.
Of course.
And then to this day, every now and then he'll watch back the game or whatever, and he'll just be like, holy crap. I mean, damn, that first half, John Elway, holy crap. I mean, we're lucky we won the damn game. Holy shit, John Elway. I mean, so that just, we at one point in the football world, we could go like, even though this team was winning, we know this quarterback's better. But I blame Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. They changed that forever because everybody just thought, well, the team, it's always them. It's got to be them, blah, 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 and it's just got to be winning. They, to me, changed that narrative, right? Which, you know me, I want to go, but wait, New England, when they didn't have Tom Brady, they were 15-5 with other guys playing, but it was a team. But they're the ones that changed that narrative, and where we just go quarterback, and that's where it's gone a little overboard, in my opinion.
What does Father's Day look like for you this Sunday, Chris? Silence?
Damn.
The gift
I
of
didn't
silence?
even know it's Father's Day. You mean
You're
Mother's
so busy.
Day Part 2, right? That's what I call it.
Yes.
I wake up and my wife tells me what we're doing on the day for me. Right.
And your kid rips your quarterback rankings.
So it's like, I do want to go do that today. That's great. Fucking A. I just want to sit on the couch and watch the golf. That's what I want to do.
So don't ask for that. Say that's what you want for your gift this Sunday for Father's Day. I want the gift of silence. Everyone leave me the fuck alone.
I haven't heard anybody even bring up Father's Day in my household, so I don't.
They don't care,
I'm not sure they remember. It's coming.
They're not. PFT with Mike Florio every day on Peacock, the Unbuttoned Podcast, Football Night in America. It was a vacation for you of sorts without having Billy here. So enjoy it because he'll be back next week, okay?
I will. I will enjoy it. All right, guys. Always good being with you. Taylor, you the man. Way to bring someone to the show, buddy. Thank you. All right, buddy. See you guys.
Buddy. Happy
Peace
Father's
out.
Day to you. Happy Father's Day to your dad, my man. Have fun.
You too. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that.
You got it, buddy.
See you, buddy.